There you have it, folks. Yet another psychology. You know what I'm saying? Today, I feel like it's an interesting one because personally, I feel like this right here may just be a big contributor to self-centeredness, right? Or maybe the energy of self-absorption. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about the psyche of people who live in their own heads, right? And also the psyche of people that talk to themselves. You know what I mean? Living in your own head and talking to your own self. Like, what are we doing? Everything is centered around the self, right? Look, I may be just ignorant about this, right? But I really do see a little bit of that self-awareness that people need. Feel me? To be balanced or to remain balanced or whatever the case. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. Right, man. All right. I don't know. I was kind of sloppy today. Hopefully, it didn't show too much, but we here, right? Yeah. As it stands, psychology of people who talk to themselves, and then, right there we go. Psychology of people self-talk. You know what I'm saying? To me, if you ask me, bro, some shit like this, I'd just go ahead and be like people who pray, basically. I'm serious. People who pray, that's people who talk to themselves. Cause what do you do when you pray actually? Exactly. So we got that lined up. We got also the psychology of people who live in their own heads. Right here. Lined up, ready. Hopefully you can see it, all that. Let's get into it.
Have you ever caught yourself speaking out loud when no one else was there?
Nope.
Not shouting, not raving, not unraveling, just softly.
Oh yeah, all the
Quiet
time.
words in an empty room. A whispered sentence while washing your face. A half-finished thought spoken into the mirror. The kind of moment you don't tell anyone about.
Yep.
Because you're not even sure why you do it. You're simply there, and suddenly, there is another version of you present a voice that speaks. A voice that...
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Wait. My fault. I need to hit you with the opening statements. Check me out. So, you present, an idea such as this to me, right? Somebody that talks to themselves, right? You present an idea like this to me. I'd go ahead actually and argue that content creators are these kind of people. Yes, we talk to ourselves, bro. If you're watching this and you're a content creator, we talk to ourselves. Face it. Yes, it's the reality of the fact that there are more people, or there are currently more people other than yourself that are, that are interacting. You know what I'm saying? That you are interacting with, right? But like potentially, like realistically, like we know this. But essentially, bro, come on, bro. Right? The difference is just it's the camera. That's all, That's all the security you have in the fact that you're not crazy, right? That you're not insane. Right? So I don't know. You tell me. But I feel like content creators, man, we talk to ourselves whether the room is empty or not, but it's like, because think about it, even if the room has other people in it, right? It's like you're talking in a room where people are not even responding to you. You're essentially talking to yourself. Come on, what are we doing? What are we saying? Hey, I for one I can admit it, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally in these four walls right now, yapping to myself. Yeah. Okay.
That listens, a conversation that lives just beneath the skin.
Yep. What do you mean? I'm listening, brother. Where are you?
You might laugh it off when it happens.
Oh shit.
Or you may grow still for a moment, suddenly aware of yourself, because you know how society treats this.
Yep.
The world is quick to call you strange for it, quick to label it as loneliness or instability or evidence that something inside you has gone wrong. So you tuck the moment away.
Oh, and by the way, I don't know if this came off to you guys as follows, but yeah, to me this is not a problem, right? People that talk to themselves, you know what I'm saying? Conversation is conversation, essentially, right? It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Ideas are gonna be shared regardless, okay? Okay, wait, ideas are gonna be shared. Ideas generally are shared. At least that's my expectation of whatever conversation that I get. That's why I hate small talk. I hate that shit. Because it's nothing to it. So if it's nothing to it, it's like it means nothing to me. I cannot grow from it. But generally, my expectation out of a conversation is, you know what I'm saying? Like some valuable insight has to be at least shared. You understand what I'm saying? So whether that conversation happens by yourself, you know what I'm saying? Monologue, is that what it's called? Monologue? Or, you know what I'm saying, you talking to somebody, it's like the content of the conversation. Where are we going with it, right? We might be talking to ourselves, like painting these pictures in our minds, building things, building vehicles that enable us to like grow somehow, I don't know. Or we freaking just like it's Armageddon in the brain. Freaking the purge. Like nothing but evil and demonry and you feel me? So whether you're talking to yourself or to somebody else, it's in the contents of the conversation. It's in the contents of the dialogue or the monologue, right? I think I got that right. So you're not crazy talking to yourself. It's actually it actually does kind of make sense. It makes a lot more sense than not. Seriously.
Like a secret, like something shameful, like something that shouldn't have happened.
Yep.
But you know the truth. It didn't happen by accident.
Oh yeah.
There is a reason the words slip out when your guard is down, when you're overwhelmed, when your heart is heavy, and you feel like no one really sees you. The voice you speak to is not imaginary. It is not delusion. It is the part of you that has lived every moment of your life, but rarely gets to speak.
Whoa.
The child who learned to stay quiet, the teenager who swallowed their feelings because they were too much, the adult who learned how to perform strength, efficiency, composure, even while storms raged silently underneath. Talking to yourself is not madness. It is the mind.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Mythic Psyche. Right? By the way, that's the name of the channel. I don't know why my freaking mousepad keeps freaking bugging out, bruh. Mythic Psyche, by the way. Just by the way.
Attempting to reunite with itself.
What you mean?
It is your internal world trying to find alignment because somewhere along the way, your inner voice was pushed underground.
That's nice.
And now it comes back in fragments, in whispers, in moments when no one else is around to interrupt.
Yeah.
Think about those times when you argue with someone in your head long after the conversation ended, when you rehearse what you'll say before walking into a room, when you moment of fear.
Oh my god, hold on. Guilty as charged, bro. Guilty as charged. Those self-conversations, From the past. Ooh, not from the past. From the past, buddy. Literally, bro. Replaying conversation. Oh my god. Don't go there, Mythic Psyche.
Or doubt when you repeat the same phrase over and over until your breath steadies. These are not accidents. These are survival strategies.
For real?
Your self-talk has been your witness, your confidant, your guardian, especially in moments when the world felt too sharp to touch directly.
Yeah.
And if you listen closely, you'll notice something. The
What's
voice
that?
you speak to isn't a stranger. It is you, the you that remains when the performance ends.
Oh my god, King Sin, bro. What the fuck, bro? No, for real. Like I had like a very intense conversation with a colleague of mine today, literally. A couple hours ago. Now we were talking about this like voice in the head. Well, you know, the voice that happens internally that gives you instructions, blah blah. Bro, I was like, yo, that's you though. That's you though. That's your voice. Cause like I asked the nigga like, what voice? No, I think. No, wait. What did I say? I think I was like, that's your voice. And then he was like, no, that's the soul. I'm like, yo, what's the soul then? And then, you know, yeah, we got into this other kind of ignorant kind of rabbit hole. But, you know, I feel like Mythic Psyche agrees with me. Like literally. Like I was on the side of whatever it is that Mythic Psyche is saying. Mic check 1 2. Are we still on, bro? Damn, I didn't even check my sound. 1 2. I feel like I'm doubled, bro. Hold on, y'all. Let me just check my phone. Let me just check the stream through my phone. Niggas, no chat ain't here. Niggas, nothing but cobwebs and shit. Oh my god, my camera just bugged out. My fault. Yo, my camera just bugged out. Yo, but like real quick, just leave it in the comments how y'all feeling. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all from and things like this. You feel me? While I get to this live stream real quick, I just want to hear my voice, bro. I just want to like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to hear if we live on like some straight tip or. Just leave in the comments how y'all feeling. Okay. Okay. Oh, y'all good? Nice. Alright, let's proceed, bro. I feel like we've been good. But yeah, I even forgot what the fuck I was talking about, but let's jump in.
The you that has been waiting to be acknowledged. To understand why this inner dialogue feels so natural and yet so private, we must go back to where your inner voice first learned to speak.
Where?
Have you ever watched a child playing alone? Not just playing, but narrating,
No.
voicing every movement, every feeling, every small imagined world. A toy placed on the table becomes a character with a purpose.
For real?
A whispered conversation unfolds between figures only the child can see. There is a gentle rhythm to it, an instinctive dialogue with the self. You once did this too, before you learned silence, before you learned to hide. A child speaks out loud because the mind is still learning how to hold itself together.
Yeah.
Psychological development tells us that children externalize thought before they can internalize emotion.
Oh.
Their voice is a bridge, a way to translate feelings into something they can understand.
Nice.
When the world feels too big, too loud, too uncertain, the spoken word becomes a tiny anchor in the storm. It's
Really?
okay. We're fine. This goes here. The voice outside is training the voice inside. But not every child receives the comfort of a voice from someone else.
Yeah, for real.
Some grow up with parents who are physically present but emotionally distant faces that look at them but never truly see them.
Damn.
Some grow up in homes where love is unpredictable, where affection depends on performance, where the child learns early that feelings need to be hidden to avoid upsetting the fragile world around them. And some children are forced to mature too quickly, learning to understand, soothe, and navigate emotions alone while their peers are still allowed.
Oh snap! Look, bro, I do not mean to bring an absolute gore to anybody's attention, right? So I don't think I'm gonna link the video. No, I'm not gonna link any video that's gory, right? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to do that to y'all. But yo, I don't know if y'all remember that the UPS incident, right? Where the family like lost, you know what I'm saying? A couple of family members literally lost their lives. You know what I'm saying? There was this kid, bro. Like, I just want to like double down on just like one of the kids that like survived the incident, obviously, right? The one kid was literally like escaping the whole entire situation. Like, I mean, if you know, you know. I wouldn't suggest that you go watch it, but it was truly intense, like a traumatic situation, right? And then this one kid was literally on the iPad the whole time, bruh. Just zoned out. Yo, bro, no. Bro, like, damn. You like, oh my god. Like, you could tell, like, the kid can kind of maybe, they probably perceiving what the fuck is going on, but like it's probably so crazy they don't want to face it, so they on the iPad the whole time while family members is losing their lives, bro. Damn, I'm talking about like a kid that looks, I think 2-3 years old, maybe a year and a half. Bro, like I was like, this is no way this kid's emotions are like, bro, like this kid was probably going through it in his head, bro. And the other one, the older kid, right? There was like two of the of like the toddlers. You know what I'm saying? The older kid was like just going crazy, like going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like hysterical, bro. I'm talking about like screaming and stuff. You know what I mean? While the whole thing is going down. You know, the parents losing their lives in front of them. Feel me? To a point where like the one that was on the iPad he was so numb to the situation. He wanted to go into the room to the mother. Obviously the mother was gone. And then like the one that was going hysterical was just like pulling the little one by the collar and shit. Like, oh my, it was the worst thing I've seen in my life. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's kids like that, obviously, that they're referring to, that it starts at that kind of level where it's like, yo, to even kind of self-soothe, to even like kind of like numb out the fact that, you know, the external environment is actually kind of, you know, not paying attention to me. You know what I'm saying? And I could imagine, like, to that kid, yes, it's scary, but I feel like, you know, to the kid, right? You gotta understand, the kid doesn't understand the world the way that you understand it, right? So the whole, oh, sorry, you know, being sorrowful, like, yo, this is so sad on the kid's behalf. Like, the kid might be like, okay, whatever. Like, they ain't paying attention to me. Like, I'll just be to myself. You know what I'm saying? That's why it kind of just happens. Okay, that might have been an ignorant statement. It might have been an ignorant statement. You know, they might be getting sad, but you gotta think about it though. The kid doesn't understand the world that, you know, the way that you do. You may see the kid, you know, just shutting themselves off from the world, you know, and be like, oh man, they going through something, da da da. But that's because you understand the world the way that you understand it, and obviously that's gonna, you know, get passed down to that kid the older they grow. But you know, for as long as they're still kids and toddlers, it's just an experience. It's just an experience, and it's like, I don't know, the kid's mind can only adapt to the situation the only way it can. Oh shit, I'm gonna talk to myself then. Fuck it. Alright. Sorry about the yapping, bro. Sorry about the. Sorry. Don't leave. I promise I'm not going to
simply feel.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So the child begins speaking to themselves not just playfully, but as a quiet form of survival. The voice becomes protector, companion, and witness. When no one asked how their day was, the voice did. When disappointment cracked something small in the chest, the voice stitched it back together. When fear crept in at night, the voice whispered reassurance into the darkness. Slowly, the self became both caregiver and child. This is how the inner voice is born, not as something strange, but as something deeply human. It is the result of a mind that refused to collapse, a heart that refused to stay silent, a soul that would not let itself disappear. And over time, the child grows older, the toys fade, the imaginary worlds dissolve, and yet the voice remains. No longer spoken in innocence, but now layered with memory, longing, and all the words never said out loud to anyone else. Childhood ends, but the need for comfort does not. And so the voice evolves, becoming quieter, more private, more shadowed, to a secret conversation carried into adulthood, waiting for the moment it will finally be heard again. There comes a moment in life when you realize you've become very good at appearing composed. You know how to speak in the right tone, nod at the right time.
Oh, I'm very much familiar with that. But then now, you know what's dangerous about that one? Where like you can master the art of composure. You know what I'm saying? Is the fact that even when you do go through some shit, like nobody's gonna even like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody could even get a hint of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could even get an indication that you need anybody. You know what I'm saying? For all, to all my composed kings out there, bro, like, practice that with, with a little bit of like caution, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Hold your expression steady, even when something inside you twists. You know how to appear fine. But the voice inside you, the one that once spoke freely as a child, didn't disappear. It simply learned to hide behind the mask you wear for the world.
Damn.
You notice it most in quiet moments, standing in the bathroom, staring into the mirror longer than necessary. Or in the kitchen late at night, when the day has already exhausted you, and the silence feels heavier than the darkness.
Oh shit.
You speak softly, privately rehearsing what you wish you had said earlier, or what you plan to say tomorrow. You try to find the courage that didn't exist at the moment you needed it. The voice comes out not because you are weak or strange, but because something inside you is trying to keep you from collapsing under the weight of your own expectations. Psychologists sometimes call this the internal dialogue, but there's more to it than that. It's not just one voice.
What is it?
It is many. There is the narrator, the voice that describes what you are doing, as though giving shape to your own existence. There is the shadow voice, the one that holds your unspoken disappointments, anger, and unresolved grief. And then there is the inner parent, the voice that tries to soothe you when life feels too heavy, or scolds you when you...
Yo, I don't know if this is the right question to ask, but all of those aspects of the voices, all of those happen in your voice though, right? Wait, has anybody ever thought of like how the voice sounds in their head? No, seriously, it's your voice though, right? Nah, just a side question, just a sidebar, my bad.
You believe you should have done better. These voices are not separate personalities.
What are
they? Are fragments of you, the pieces you had to, separate just to survive. And so you talk to yourself when decisions feel overwhelming. You whisper, "It's okay," when no one is around to say it for you. You ask yourself questions out loud because answers feel more real when spoken. You argue with yourself because sometimes you are the only person who understands the complexity of what you feel.
Yeah.
The world sees an adult performing normal life, but inside you are still negotiating with the child who once learned to hold everything alone. There is loneliness.
Sorry.
Yes, but there is also resilience. The voice inside you is proof that you never abandoned yourself, even when others did. The mask you wear may be polished, calm, well-adjusted, but the voice behind it is raw and real, trying to pull the pieces of who you are back into alignment.
Yep.
To understand why this inner dialogue persists, why it feels necessary, instinctive, and deeply emotional, we must step into the realm of psychology and of the mind.
That's what
Have
we
you
hear.
ever wondered why thoughts feel heavier when they stay silent? Why a problem, when kept inside your head, seems tangled and dense, but the moment you speak it aloud, even to no one, something begins to loosen?
Does misery loves company?
This is not accidental.
What is
The
it?
mind is not only a place of thought, it is a place of echo, reflection, and sound. Your voice is a tool, and speaking to yourself is one of the oldest ways the human brain organizes reality. Psychologists call it self-directed speech, a concept rooted in the work of Lev Vygotsky. He observed that children first speak aloud to guide themselves through the world, to remind, to soothe, to understand.
Yep.
Over time, society teach child to silence this voice, to internalize it. But the mechanism remains. The voice never disappears. It simply retreats inward.
Yo, and here's another question. Would this be what is considered intuition? Is this the intuition? Comment section, please.
Where it becomes the foundation of how you think about your own thinking, what neuroscience calls metacognition.
Alright.
Talking to yourself is the mind attempting to bridge the gap between emotion and interpretation.
Right.
When you speak aloud, your left brain, the analytical, structured side, and your right brain, the emotional, intuitive side, begin to communicate more clearly.
Nice.
The voice is not a sign of instability.
What is it?
It is the nervous system reaching for balance, like two hands meeting in the dark. Studies show that self-talk improves emotional regulation. Saying something out loud slows the nervous system, lowers cortisol, and helps the prefrontal cortex regain